power of this world with the defenseless power of love, which succumbs to death on the cross and dies ever new throughout history. Yet it is the same love which constitutes the new divine intervention that opposes injustice and ushers in the kingdom of God. God is different. This is what they now come to realize. And it means that they themselves must now become different. They must learn God's ways. They come to place themselves at the service of this King, to model their own kingship on his. That was the meaning of their act of homage, their adoration. Included in this were their gifts, gold, frankincense and myrrh, gifts offered to a king held to be divine. Adoration has a content and it involves giving. Through this act of adoration, these men from the East wished to recognize the child as their king and to place their own power and potential at his disposal. And in this they were certainly on the right path. By serving and following him, they wanted, together with him, to serve the cause of good and the cause of justice in the world. In this they were also right. Now those have to learn that this cannot be achieved simply through issuing commands from a throne on high. Now they have to learn to give themselves. No lesser gift would be sufficient for this king. Now they have to learn that their lives must be conformed to this divine way of exercising power, to God's own way of being. They must become men of truth, of justice, of goodness, of forgiveness, of mercy. They will no longer ask, how can they serve me? Instead, they will have to ask, how can I serve God's presence in the world? They must learn to lose their life and in this way to find it. Having left Jerusalem behind, they must not deviate from the path marked out by the true King as they follow Jesus.
In Christus schauen wir den Menschen Freud an.
So that we ourselves will be transformed in our turn. We are to become the body of Christ, his own flesh and blood. We all eat the one bread, and this means that we ourselves become one. In this way, adoration, as we said earlier, becomes union. God no longer simply stands before us as the one who is totally other. He is within us and we are in him. His dynamic enters into us and then seeks to spread outwards to others until it fills the world, so that his love can truly become the dominant measure of the world. I like to illustrate this new step urged upon us by the Last Supper by drawing out the different nuances of the word adoration in Greek and in Latin. The Greek word is proskinesis. It refers to the gesture of submission, the recognition of God as our true measure, supplying the norms that we choose to follow. It means that freedom is not simply about enjoying life in total autonomy, but rather about living by the measure of truth and goodness, so that we ourselves can become true and good. This gesture is necessary, even if initially our yearning for freedom makes us inclined to resist it. We can only fully accept it when we take the second step that the Last Supper proposes to us. The Latin word for adoration is ad oratio, mouth-to-mouth contact, a kiss, an embrace, and hence ultimately love. Submission becomes union, because he to whom we submit is love. In this way, submission acquires a meaning because it does not impose anything on us from the outside, but liberates us deep within.